Welcome back to Daybreak, of course. And sorry, go ahead, Trevor.
No. I was waiting for an update from KQ. They said 20 minutes, but it's past that, but that's 7 minutes.
And there's
still no update, yeah. But however, we have developing stories there. We have more info coming from JKIA, what we know so far.
That's
There have
right.
been fire engines that have been brought in to try and elevate the situation after the flights have been cleared for landing.
Police fire engines have actually been brought in. We know that CS James Macharia Transport CS, Interior CS Dr. Fred Matiang'i on their way to the airport. Of course, they're not going there alone. Police fire engines on their way.
Yeah,
immigration staff?
Absolutely. There have been additional screening staff from the immigration department who have been brought in to try and clear the passengers when they come in. But there are very few of them because for a category 1 status,
That's right.
very few of them were commissioned. So they're just from the immigration department, additional screening staff there. So there seems to be something happening as we speak. But what we also know is that the Kenya Aviation Workers Union SecGen, Moss Ndiema has been arrested. There are more than 6 people who've been injured in that scuffle. GSU have been deployed. NYS officials are also there.
But
and
remember,
yeah,
hundreds of passengers still stranded.
Absolutely.
But very quiet situation, almost solitary at the entrance to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport where Kimani Mbogwa is on standby. Kimani, it doesn't look like there's much happening behind you from what we see.
Yes, Wahiga, it's because in the last 5 minutes or so, the police have just been here and most of the people who are coming in have just been scared off. In fact, what you see right here, this particular station here at the entrance, at the main entrance towards the JKIA, this one is operated by the Kenya police. You can see them. They're here just doing normal security checks. But then the volume of people who are coming into the airport has dramatically reduced in the last 10 minutes because the GSU police officers were here with tankers and they were chasing away the striking workers who have just been driven out of the airport, really. In fact, you can see right behind me, this place on the screening area behind me here, it usually has a lot of people because this is where if you're a passenger in a vehicle, the vehicle will just come in here at the security checkpoint, but then this is the pedestrian security checkpoint, and you can see here people have just been cleared. Nobody is standing here, very few people. When we were coming in here, there were so many people, but then most of the people have just feared, getting into the airport and maybe getting involved with the scuffle. We were also almost involved in one as police officers were chasing away the airport workers. Some of them, they were telling us were from trade winds, but they've just been driven out of the airport towards Mombasa Road. So as of now, the situation here at the entrance is the low volume of people, not very many people are coming in. Of course, JKIA being the #1 trending topic on social media and everybody now aware of what is happening inside the airports, not very many people are coming. And that is the situation now. It's very calm and very few people are coming in. But the Kenya police have taken, of course, they're in charge of this particular spot, but there is no activity here. In fact, the only disruptive activity was when the GSU officers were coming in and they were trying to chase away anybody who did not have anything to do with being in the airport. If you didn't have, if you were not actually a passenger or you're not actually somebody who's going to get a flight inside, everybody was just pushed out, and now this is the situation out here at the main entrance of JKIA, Wahiga.
Indeed, Kimani Mbogwa, looks like the calm within the storm is at the entrance of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And speaking of storm, one man at the center of this particular strike challenge, of course, is Labour CS Ukuri Atani. We were speaking to him a bit earlier on, getting some more information. Labour CS, I trust you can hear me now. Quick question to you. This is the second strike notice that has been issued by the Kenya Airport Workers Union. The first strike notice was given, a conciliatory meeting was held, and then it was called off. Just walk us through what was discussed in that conciliatory meeting, and was there some sort of follow-up to ensure that where we find ourselves in today, should not have happened? Okay, all right. Well, we seem to have... Okay, Labour CS Ukuri Atani, can you hear us? This is Citizen TV, Daybreak. Just wanted to get some... Okay. CS, can you hear us? This is Wahiga Mora here from Citizen TV's Daybreak show. Okay, well, a bit of a challenge there. Trevor? We're still waiting. 20 minutes of information from Kenya Airways. We're now almost at 40 minutes and
nothing is coming through. Absolutely not. And they're still quiet. However, we're still taking a status check in Kisumu. We saw that it's rather quiet there. The strike is supposed to have spread to that region and Mombasa as well. We're waiting to find Francis Mtalaki, who's following events in Mombasa. But what we know so far is that the strike is still on. KAA says it's illegal. Labour CS Ukuri Yatani also says it's illegal. However, they're supposed to be having a meeting within the next 30 minutes or so.
That's
with
correct.
Officials from both sides, all the stakeholders. We've heard one of the things we wanted to find out from him is who exactly will be meeting, knowing that the Kenya Airports Workers Union Secgen has been arrested. That's most
So who will represent them?
Who's representing the other side? Yeah.
The question that many will ask, did it have to get to this?
Absolutely.
Were there meetings that should have been held earlier? And we're told about one, for example, where some of the parties that were supposed to attend that meeting did not attend. Why did they not attend that meeting? Did it have to get to this? And for the losses that have been incurred today, for the passengers who've missed connecting flights, who will pay for that?
Exactly. And the domino effect of that is quite heavy because there's also the economic impact as well and the image it portrays, because it's now currently the #1 trending topic. It's an international airport. Everybody sees that and they think this is just going south. Also, we still know that in Mombasa, there are stranded passengers as well. In Mombasa, there you have it. Those are live pictures from Mombasa. And of course, they are also still caught up in the drama of the striking workers from JKIA. Right. There's not been much disruption there. Apart from the stranded passengers, there's not much heavy security deployment like we saw.
I am actually
JKIA.
aware, Trevor, of some passengers who made alternative arrangements yesterday. For example, when they heard about the possibility of a strike today, they said, let them move their flights. And I know some who decided to fly into Nairobi or out of Nairobi yesterday because of their concerns about today. And it appears in many ways that their concerns were valid, because from 12:01, and of course this is an update from our Faisal Ahmed, who's been camped literally at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport since last night, from 3 a.m., and not just midnight, but actually from 3 a.m., all workers at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And in terms of the groups there that we have been mentioning for you, Kenya Airways staff, Kenya Airports Authority staff, ground handling staff, clearing staff, that's Swissport as well, all those workers down their tools, and it's been quite a situation there. Let's now bring in Francis Mtalaki, who's live for us from Mombasa, just to give us an update. What's the latest? What can you tell us, Bwana Mtalaki?
Well, a very good morning from the Moi International Airport. The pictures that you are seeing is some of the passengers are traveling to various destinations. And what we can be able to have been able to establish currently is that the KA workers are still working, but according to the situation in Nairobi, then most of the flights that are scheduled to come here to Mombasa and to Nairobi have not been able to take off and land to Nairobi or here in Mombasa. And what the operations here in Moi International Airport is that the international departures are still ongoing, and so we've been able to see a number of international travelers that are happening in Moi International Airport, and we understand that there's a flight that is scheduled for 9:50 today. That is an international flight, but all the local flights, the last flight that left here in Mombasa is a KQ that left at 6:05, but from then the local flights have not been able to land to this facility. And currently what you're seeing, some of the pictures from the passengers who are still stranded in one of the restaurants here at the airport. We've been able to try to speak to the officials from the Moi International Airport, but none of us wants to speak to us. In fact, some of the officials that are coming from the union side are saying that they do not want to engage on this matter. But what we can be able to establish that operations are still ongoing for international departures here at Moi International Airport, and quite a little of activities moving around here. What I can be able to say, but for the international travelers, yes, there's no trouble, there's no problem. And Moi International Airport is one of the key international airports that heavily dependent apart from the Jomo Kenyatta, and so maybe we could be seeing more flights who will be landing here in terms of the international travels as the day progresses. And so those are some of the issues that are here. But I want to bring in one of the passengers here who can be able to talk to us. Tell us how is the situation and where were you traveling from?
First of all, I was traveling to Sweden, and I've got a problem. I have my residency and I have my valid passport, and they deny me that I cannot travel.
What time was your flight?
4:30 in the morning.
Some of your passengers have been able to travel?
Yes. But me, I have not yet traveled with the Turkish airline, and I don't know what is the problem, and I have the document is being needed.
With regard to this strike, maybe what can you be able to tell us?
I cannot say anything about the strike. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that tells you that there is an international flight that left early this morning, as I have been telling you that some of the international travelers are still ongoing, but the local flights seem to have a problem in terms of the operations here. But I have one of the cab operators at Moi International Airport so that he can be able to talk to us. Tueleze labda wewe, hali ilikuwa vipi kuanzia saa 12?
Kuanzia saa 12 ni kwamba sisi tumeathirika kwa sababu ndege haziingii wala hasitoki.
Na labda ukitueleza zaidi, kuna zile tunaambiwa kwamba kuna ndege za humu nchini ndio haziondoki, lakini zile za kimataifa ndio zinaondoka.
Kuna ndege moja sasa imewasili kutoka nje ambayo haina tatizo lolote, lakini ndege za humu nchini ndio zimeathirika kwa sababu ndege ambayo tulikuwa tunaitarajia hivi asubuhi ya kwanza ilikuwa ni Kenya Airways, ifike saa 1:30 na haikuwasili.
Asante sana. Well, that's what we have from the Moi International Airport with regard to the strike. But what we can be able to expect as the day progresses, then we will be expecting more flights probably from the international side to be able to land here in Mombasa, because at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, the operations have been paralyzed. Back to you in studio.
Francis Mtalaki, thank you for that update. The situation that is clear there is that JKIA, very different from Moi International Airport. JKIA, no flights pretty much have landed since the strike began. But at Moi, it's a different case. International flights are landing there.
Yeah, at least there's one flight that has landed there. Seems to be operations just being normal, except the other flights because they're almost interconnected. People are leaving from this side, heading there, not going there. So even though they're operating, this other side grounds the operations. But in Kisumu, there seems to be a normal situation as well there, except JKIA is where the main problem is as we speak. Those are live pictures from Kisumu. There's a bit of a police deployment there. Those NYS
police
officials.
or NYS, those are NYS staff, exactly, deployed there just to, in a sense, keep the peace. But there doesn't seem to have been the sort of images we saw at JKIA of protesting workers, you know, really chanting slogans, etc. It's been pretty quiet looking from sort of the perspective that our cameraman is giving us.
Very stark contrast from JKIA, where we saw General Service Unit police officers and NYS officials, of course, dispersing the members who were striking there. But what we know so far is that there have been fire engines that have been deployed back at the JKIA from the police, just to ensure that any flight that lands is taken care of. And we also have additional screening staff from the immigration department. But
so that means they might try to get some flights out and some flights in, but maybe on a priority basis.
Yes, and CS James Macharia is also there, and also Fred Matiang'i, who's the Interior Cabinet Secretary, is also there.
Expected there?
Expected.
We'll give you those pictures as soon as they arrive.
Absolutely. We'll hear what they have to say, and they'll be addressing the media as well in the next few minutes. These are things that are happening in real time. We're just trying to give you as much verified information as we can get. But at this point, we take a short break.